Day for coaches, Tim?
You know, I think everybody's different. I'd quite frankly like to have 2 more weeks of vacation, but I think a lot of guys are really eager and chomping at the bit, but we've moved it up earlier. I think it's probably a great thing for us. We have not been typically very good early, and we're going to have to respond to some new players on the floor this year. They're going to have to respond to us. So the 2 extra weeks will probably help us.
How do you go about blending in all the new talent?
Well, you know, we are going to have demanding practices. We're going to have lengthy practices. We're going to maximize the 20 hours of work. We're going to maximize time in the film room. We're going to create listening. I think that's really important versus sitting there and having a lot of talking and a lot of looseness in practice. We've done that, you know, over the course of the last 6 months. Now it's time to get to work.
I know fans, and I guess the media, have been talking about who's not here.
Right.
And I guess it's time for you to talk who is here.
Well, and I think it's very, I think very fair to talk about who's not here as well, because there was so much coverage of this class, which was ranked in the top 10 in the country. It's unfortunate. 3 guys that were projected starters in our coaches' minds aren't here. That being said, it's time for us to try to get the group that we have ready to go. It's not that we don't have talent. We're void of people in maybe the most important parts of the floor, which is the backcourt. That's where you win in college basketball. And I think by all accounts, Jacob Thomas and Isaac Hamilton were projected starters in the backcourt. We lost our starting backcourt. So that's the biggest void we have to fill. And there are going to be opportunities for C.J. Cooper and Mackenzie Moore, who's always wanted to be a point, to move back there and see how they play. We have a new young man, Justin Crosskill, that we picked up from Eastern Washington University as a 5th-year guy who's going to have an opportunity to play. Jalen Ragland, Jake Flagger, two young guys that maybe we would have thought about redshirting, can't redshirt, they're going to have to play. So it's not that these guys can't play, they can play. It's just, I think we were all excited about what might have been. That being said, we have one other issue that we're going to have to sort through as well, and that is you know, what goes on with Matt Welk, and when the decision comes as to whether or not he will play this year or not play this year. Labram's a serious injury. They're looking at 5 months if he does have surgery, which will put him to the 1st of March. He sat out last year. The young man really needs to play. He really wants to play. Is it practical for him to play? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. We'll find out how he responds to our work and the physicality of our work. But it's another young guy that, again, we could have maybe penciled in as a potential starter.
Coach, can you talk about some of the local guys you brought in, some of the local El Paso kids?
You know, I don't know much about them. I really don't. I've never seen them play. You know, I really don't. They were guys that played at the junior college level, that asked us for an opportunity to come out and play. We've never coached them. I think that they probably didn't have a place to go for a reason. We seem to think that they look pretty good to us right now, and that may be because of what we lost, what we don't have in here. It could be a great opportunity for those guys.
What can you tell us about Vince Hunter?
Just, again, you watch street ball, and it's entirely different than how guys look once you get to the floor. You know, a young man we had a year ago, Tamon Howard, was special in open gym, but when it becomes about teams getting back on defense and skill levels having to dictate your ability to get it by somebody, those questions we don't have. What we do know is he's our best athlete, and he has a great motor, and he is an instinctive rebounder. Those 3 things we do know. Now, whether or not he can make a pass or a shot against pressure defense, whether he can think and execute what we're trying to do in terms of our actions and our offense, we don't know these things. Don't know and won't know for a while. But I know one thing, when I look out there and watch him play a little pickup ball, I like what I see. I'm glad he's here.